praise to Yahweh Bashem Al Shai Bashem Rakakudah Shalom to the 144,000 rest of the Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, going to make it short. Why do you wish to sail west? And this is from the movie, and I saw this when it came out in the theaters. There were two movies on this same subject, but this was a more popular one. They were both good. Anyway, this is it came out in 1992, commemorating 500 years going back from 1492 to 1992. So this is the fulfillment of Revelation 20, if you don't know. So this movie is entitled 1492 Conquest of Paradise. The paradise is the Americas. Conquest means to take over, and that's what they did. So this is the scene. I try to make a copy of this. I can't. This is 7 minutes and 4 seconds in of a 2 hour and 30-minute video movie. What I did was I what do you call it? I muted it, and I hit the subtitles, closed captions. So I said, let me name it this, because he was trying to get to the west. Now, I didn't put any precepts together, but the precept is already in my mind, mostly in the book of the Apocrypha. We came from the east to the west, and we're going to go from the west back to the east. That's in Baruch, the book of Baruch, which I may or may not read. Now, he's going to make a statement. They're coming from Spain, which is not that far from the Levant. It's north of the Levant. When I say the Levant, I'm talking about the Middle East. So listen to what he says. I'll read what he says. So here it goes. Fair use, fair use, fair use. So this is him talking. Why do you want to sail to the west? To open a new route to Asia. Asia is the richest kingdom, the land of spices and gold. At the moment, there are only two ways to reaching it: by sea, sailing around Africa. I'm sorry, let me bring this back. There are only two ways of reaching it: by sea, sailing around Africa. So if you can picture the world map in your mind, you will see it. Let me do this. Let me go to Google. See, when you go through these scriptures, you got to filter the map, the history, through the scriptures. So let me just put this in here. World map. Okay, let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. I just wanted to get the world map, the map. I'm sorry, let me do it this way. Map, 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 map. Bear with me for a minute, y'all. Okay, where am I? Okay, let me close this. Okay, let me open the map. Let me open the map. I'm sorry, let me do this. I'm going backwards. I want the world map. Okay, here we go. So Columbus was from Spain. He said you can go, I guess he meant around the Horn of Africa, because he didn't mean this way. He went this way, he said around the Horn of Africa. And then he said, or through the land or by sea. He said the ocean. So this is the route that he said to take. And they came over here first. They came with the let me see. Okay, you got Santo Domingo, which is an island, Puerto Rico, which is an island, Cuba, which is an island. When they first came over, they came over here to this part right here. The first black African slaves, Israelites, they dropped them off in Santo Domingo. So these Dominicans are really Africans. You tell them that they're gonna deny it. So this is what he was trying to tell the man, and so let's come on back. But he said something. He said if you go around Africa or the Horn of Africa, this is the Horn of Africa, it would take, he said a year or about a year. So what did I think of? First thing that popped in my head was the journey was a year and a half. So let me come on back. I'm sorry, let me find it. Where are we? Where are we? Don't tell me I lost it. Where the hell are we, man? Why can't I find it? I don't know if I X'd that out by mistake. Okay, let me do it this way. Bear me a minute, y'all. $14.92. Conquest of Paradise. Here we go. Bear me for a minute, y'all. Now this thing is giving me a hard time. Okay, maybe this is it. Okay, it is. It is. By sea, selling around Africa. The journey, I'm sorry, let me bring it back. I don't need it to be that big. Selling around Africa. And that's how we got the Northern Kingdom got over here, selling around Africa. The journey takes a year. The journey takes a year. So he knows that as a fact. The scriptures say, the Apocrypha says a year and a half. The scriptures say 3-year cycle. Let me show you that. Ships. This is for you newer people. Let me see. Let me do Navy. It should come up quite quickly. Okay, boom. And King Solomon made a navy of ships in Ezion Geber, which is beside Eloth on the shore of the Red Sea and the land of Edom. Because remember, we enslaved the Edomites, so we had their land. And Hiram sent in the navy his servants, shipmen that had knowledge of the sea, with the servants of Solomon. So Solomon had his own men go with Hiram's men. Hiram, as they call him, Abith. So these guys were Canaanites. The Greeks called them, and the Romans called them Phoenicians, which is the Greek way of saying Canaan. And the navy also of Hiram brought gold and silver. You know what I'm going to do? Oh, here it is. For the king had at sea a navy, this is Solomon, which is Yahushai, of Tarshish, with the navy of Hiram. So he had more than one boat. Once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, bearing gold and silver, ivory, apes, and peacocks. They went to Ophir, which is America, the so-called continent of America, and basically it was a cycle. So when they set sail from the Levant to go to the Americas, it took the cycle was a year and a half. They went over there. They didn't go over there to live. They went over there to gather up these precious things, because it was a paradise before Esau got to it, turned it into a wilderness. So that whole journey was a 3-year thing. So they would leave, they would go out, and they would come back 3 years later. That's why at that time Solomon was the richest man on the planet at that time, because he had a hidden treasure chest. Excuse me. So I caught it when the guy said this takes about a year or a year and a half. So listen, we're going to read on. The journey takes a year. The scriptures say a year and a half. Or by land, but the Turks have closed the route to all Christians, right, because they were Muslims. I'm sorry, let me bring this back. There is a third way. By selling west across the ocean. By selling west across the ocean. Did the same freaking thing. Did the same goddamn thing. Let me do this. I'll do it this way. Google. Map. World map. Let me go to images. Let me open it up. Okay. This is Africa. Spain is up here. They had to go through the, what is this? That's the Persian Gulf. And they had to set sail around Africa to get over here. So they say you can go west over the ocean, talking about the Atlantic Ocean. So he made this journey over, actually came over here first, down here. Later they got to Gad. They first landed around here, which is called the Americas. And that route, or that route, was faster. They say 3 months or so. Let me come back over here. And let's listen. By sailing west across the ocean sea. What ocean sea is it talking about? The Atlantic. The distance is unknown. It is set. Oh, I'm sorry. The distance is unknown. It is said to be infinite. Infinite, huh? Superstition. I believe the Indies are no more than 750 leagues. Now, if you do the math, from Spain to the U.S. to the West in leagues, you got to break down leagues. I did it before. I'm not gonna do it now. Y'all do it. It's 750 leagues. And if you notice here the map, what's the guy's name? Musenliner, whatever his name is, Woozer Miller, whatever. He came up with that map. He finished the map. He called the fourth part of the world. After Columbus so-called discovered it, the Northern Kingdom was already here, thriving. So the map stopped right there. West of the Canary Islands. How can you be so certain? The calculations of Toscanelli, Marin de Taille, Esdras, showing you that that's showing you that the Apocrypha was around during their time. They were reading out of that was part of the scriptures. They were reading out of the Apocrypha. And I believe the translation in English that we have, the Apocrypha, is translated from Latin, if I'm not mistaken. So you're watching these movies, you got to pick up things. They throw messages in there. Ezra is a Jew, an Israelite. So was the Messiah. 2 minutes and you're dead. For telling the truth? Yes, they are burning people for less. The men you will confront have no emotions. That means they're lowlifes. You must learn to control your passion. Now, the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, was with Christopher Columbus to make him go over there. The Most High put the spirit on him to go over to the New World, which they call the New World, as opposed to the Old World, which is Europe. But anyway, I'm going to close on that. Now, you can go to the scriptures. It says in the Apocrypha in 2nd Ezra 13, a year and a half. In Kings, it says a 3-year cycle, because a year and a half going, a year and a half coming back. But what did he say? There's a third way. And he said it takes a year. I'll say about a year and some months. Then that's how the Northern Kingdom, they went the long way. They went through the Persian Gulf, through the Horn of Africa, and came back up and were going to the Americas because they already knew. So Christopher Columbus took the route that they said it never ends. You fall off the earth. There's a monster, a dragon over there, which that's in the scriptures. The Leviathan. So anyway, hey, they really got into it. This is a period piece, so they really got into it. So anyway, with that, shalom on to the next.